Okay, picture this. You're sitting in the exam room. The clock is ticking. The examiner is watching you, and your partner is just waiting. You reach across the table, draw a card, flip it over, and it's literally just a picture of a window. So, what now? Your heart might start racing and your mind might go completely blank. I mean, you know the German word for window, sure, it's das Fenster, but what exactly are you supposed to do with it to actually pass this section of the exam?
Well, let's dive into it. Welcome to today's explainer, where we are going to completely eliminate that exam room panic. Today, we're mastering polite requests for the Goethe A1 speaking exam, specifically Teil 3. Think of this as your ultimate stress-free survival guide. We're not going to get bogged down in pages and pages of complex grammar here. Instead, we're giving you a really simple, highly effective toolkit to confidently handle absolutely any card you draw.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. First, understanding Sprechen Teil 3. Then, the formal Sie and polite requests. Next, Strategy 1, the Sie-imperative, followed by Strategy 2, using Können. After that, reacting and repairing, and finally, the final exam playbook.
Let's start with part 1, understanding Sprechen Teil 3, the lay of the land.
To really get the lay of the land, it helps to know exactly where you are in the exam. The entire speaking portion takes about 15 minutes, and it's broken into 3 parts. You introduce yourself, you ask for information, and then comes Teil 3. And today, we're focusing 100% of our energy right here. In Teil 3, you're handed an everyday picture card, like our window or maybe an apple or a chair. Your core task is to make a request based on that specific picture. And this brilliantly shows what the examiners are actually looking for. A request isn't just naming the object. A request means asking another person to do or give something politely. It's all about functional, real-world communication.
Moving right along to part 2, formal Sie and polite requests, your master key.
You know, in this exam, you're basically pretending to talk to a total stranger, a customer, or some kind of official. Because of that, you absolutely must use the formal you in German, which is Sie. Do not use the informal du. If you master the formal Sie, honestly, you're already halfway to a perfect score. Notice the shift in tone we need here. Let's look at a statement versus a request. A statement is, das Fenster ist offen, the window is open. Okay, that's a nice fact, but it doesn't actually ask your partner to do anything. A request is, Können Sie bitte das Fenster schließen? Can you please close the window? Do you hear the difference? You're telling another person, politely, what you need them to do. That is exactly what Teil 3 is all about.
Now for part 3, strategy 1, the Sie-imperative, direct but polite.
So how do we actually build these requests? The Sie-imperative sounds super fancy, right? But it's really just a way to be direct, clear, and perfectly polite. The absolute crucial point here is word order. A very, very common A1 mistake is treating the imperative like a normal statement. It is incorrect to say Sie helfen mir bitte. For a formal command or request, the verb has to come first. The correct structure is the verb, then Sie, then bitte. So, helfen Sie mir bitte, please help me. Or warten Sie bitte, please wait. It's incredibly direct, but that magic word, bitte, makes it perfectly polite. Let's look at part 4. Strategy 2, using Können, the safest request. Now, if giving a direct command, even a polite one, feels a little too abrupt for you, using the verb können, which literally means can, is absolutely your safest, most reliable request structure. And the best part, it's incredibly easy to recycle across almost any picture card they hand you. But there is a catch, and this perfectly illustrates the golden rule of German modal verbs. When you use können, the main action verb has to travel. It's incorrect to say, können Sie bitte öffnen die Flasche. Instead, the main action verb, in this case, öffnen, to open, must be pushed all the way to the very end of the sentence. The correct, beautiful German sentence is, können Sie bitte die Flasche öffnen? Can you please the bottle open? Lock that into your memory, and you're golden. Let's actually put both of these reliable structures side by side. Say you draw a card showing someone who needs help. You can use the Sie-imperative, helfen Sie mir bitte. Or you can use können, können Sie mir bitte helfen. What if you draw a bottle? Öffnen Sie bitte die Flasche versus können Sie bitte die Flasche öffnen. Both are 100% correct. Both will get you the points. You just need to choose whichever pattern feels more natural to your brain and stick with it. But hey, what happens if you just completely freeze up? It happens. Under pressure, grammar can literally just vanish from your brain. If that happens, don't panic. You have a third simple option, the short noun request. If you draw a glass of water and your mind goes blank, just say, ein Glas Wasser, bitte. A pencil? Einen Bleistift, bitte. A newspaper?
Die Zeitung, bitte. Dropping the verb entirely and just using the noun with bitte is a totally acceptable, successful backup strategy. It communicates what you need perfectly and takes all the pressure off.
Real quick note on articles here. Since you're technically asking for direct objects, which means using the accusative case, don't let that grammar term intimidate you. We've got a fantastic memory trick. Feminine words like die Flasche stay die Flasche. Neuter words like das Buch stay das Buch. The only thing that changes is masculine words. Der Bleistift becomes den Bleistift. That's literally it. Only der changes to den.
All right, part 5. Reacting and repairing the dance.
Look, communication isn't just you throwing out requests. It's a two-way street. Your exam partner is going to make requests of you too, and you have to listen and react properly. The easiest way to keep the conversation flowing is to have a safe sentence bank of positive reactions ready to fire off. When your partner asks you for a pencil, you don't just sit there in silence. You smile and say, yeah, gern, yes, gladly. Or, yeah, natürlich, yes, naturally. Or, kein Problem, no problem. Or, bitte schön, here you go. Just memorize 2 of these and use them instantly.
But sometimes you actually have to say no. What if your partner asks for something impossible? Or what if you draw a card with a crossed-out cigarette, like a no smoking sign? If someone asks to smoke, you need polite negative reactions. Tut mir leid, das geht leider nicht. I'm sorry, that unfortunately doesn't work. Or, es tut mir leid, ich kann leider nicht. I'm sorry, unfortunately I cannot. It's absolutely crucial to be able to refuse politely.
Okay, let's address the massive elephant in the room. The universal fear every single language learner has. What if you completely forget a word? What if your partner says something and you just do not understand them at all? When that happens, just use these emergency repair strategies. If you didn't hear or understand your partner, simply ask, wie bitte? Pardon? Or, noch einmal bitte. One more time, please. Or, können Sie das bitte wiederholen? Can you please repeat that? And if it's your turn, and you just completely forgot the word for pencil while staring right at the card, just point to it and say, können Sie mir bitte das hier geben? Can you please give me this here? Guess what? You are still communicating successfully. Finally, part 6, the final exam playbook, bringing it all together. So, we've covered the grammar, the reactions, the panic buttons. Let's pull all of this together into a chronological, totally actionable game plan for the exam room. I want you to trigger this exact 6-step mental checklist the second you draw your card. 1. Look at the card and identify the object. 2. Think, what action is needed here? 3. Choose your weapon, the Sie-imperative, the Können structure, or a short noun phrase. 4. Speak your clear request. 5. Listen carefully to your partner's response. And 6. React politely. Follow these 6 steps and you have total control over the situation. I really want to leave you with this incredibly empowering reminder straight from our source materials. Correct communication is more important than using difficult vocabulary. Seriously, the examiners are not looking for Shakespearean German. They are just looking to see if you can function politely in an everyday situation. Perfection isn't the goal here. Clear, polite communication is. Now, if you want to keep refining this toolkit and practicing these exact structures, you can check out the specific resources provided by the creators of this material. Just head over to Falowen.app, which is powered by the Learn Language Education Academy, to keep building that fluency and confidence. So, there you have it. You now understand the exam format, you've completely unlocked the formal Z, you have 2 bulletproof request structures, emergency repair phrases, and a 6-step game plan. You've got the tools, you've got the strategy. The only question left is, are you ready to draw your first practice card? Get out there, apply these strategies, and absolutely crush that exam.